Ahoy there, folks! I'm Captain Benzie, and welcome back to another video for Eve War for New Eden, the exciting new tabletop wargame board game being produced by Titanforge Miniatures, set in the Eve Online universe. Now, if you've been watching my channel at all recently, or my social media, especially my Instagram, you'll know that I was privileged enough to be sent out a copy of one of the prototypes of this particular board game. One of only 10 made, I think, which I just feel so ridiculously privileged and lucky to have been able to do. I am so excited about this game. We have played with my gaming group maybe 12, 14 games of this already, and we are just absolutely loving it. So, now that the Kickstarter is live, I wanted to do a video, first of all, saying the Kickstarter is live. So yeah, if you've been interested in this game, you can now go sign up, pledge, and get your copy of the game nailed down already. And I would strongly recommend you do so if you enjoy board games of this type. If you're not sure about it, I have done a video for this already, a full video review up on my main EVE Online channel, and indeed my new board gaming channel. So if you're into board games and you want to see what kind of games I play, you're interested in some video reviews, that kind of stuff, of some old classics and some new favorites, head across to youtube.com/at CB Gaming Galleon, Captain Benzie's Gaming Galleon. I'll put a link into the description down below. So, anyway, the Kickstarter for Eve War for New Eden is live. Not only is it live, it is already funded. It's been live an hour, and we've already exceeded the original goal of £42,000. We're sitting at £52,000 and still climbing. We'll see what that's at by the end of this video. But I want to walk you through the actual pledges, what's available, and all of the exclusive stuff that I didn't even know was coming. I know there's some exciting stuff on here. I don't even know myself what it is yet. We're going to be exploring this together, so let's jump right in. So first of all, the actual game itself. We've got all the usual stuff here on the side. I don't want to read through that just yet. Let's have a look at the actual game. So this is what I've been playing, and I can already see it. Oh my god, that's amazing. Let's scroll past. We'll talk about that in a moment. So we have the actual game here. I've been playing this with my group. We all absolutely adore it. It is a fantastic game. It's great fun. 14 plus age rating? Yeah, I would agree with that. 2 to 4 is what we've been playing. The bracket's 5. I'm assuming that's an expansion. 90 to 180 minutes. I think 90 is probably a little bit on the, what's the word? I think that's probably a little bit wishful thinking. 180, yeah, for sure. 180 minutes is a good time for this, maybe a little bit longer, especially if you've got players who do suffer from action paralysis. It's not a huge length of game, but 90 might be a bit unrealistic. I can't imagine getting this up and down in an hour and a half. But again, maybe our group just sucks. Either way, fantastic game, and I do recommend it. Explore the uncharted stars and conquer new systems, expand your territory and deploy structures, exploit economy and technology to build a formidable fleet, command your ships, and exterminate your enemies. There's no actual player elimination in this, but there is combat, and the game does reward you a little bit for fighting, so it's strongly recommended that, yeah, you do get in a good scrap with your mates. Get ready to lead a glorious faction to ascendancy among the stars. Begin by carefully exploring the galaxy and filling your cargo holds with rare minerals, but make sure to prepare for opponents lurking in hazy nebulas nearby. Secretly develop technologies and deploy deadly ships, and don't linger too long over the millions of scraps from destroyed enemy vessels spiraling into the endless void. Align to a resounding victory. Oh yes. So again, I'm not going to go too much into reading all of this and talking about the game directly. If you want to know how this plays and how it works, go check out my full review. I want to talk about what is coming here in the campaign. So first of all, if we get 1,000 shares, likes, and comments, we'll all get a free pink Keepstar model to every pledge. Now, the Keepstar isn't directly in the core box as a station, so that could be interesting. That strongly suggests a certain expansion is coming, doesn't it? Because why do you build keep stars in Eve? So the core box, what does the core box contain? 112 ship miniatures, which are beautifully detailed. The prototype are obviously fairly basic, but even then are still better quality than a lot of other board games I own. They're really cool miniatures. And so knowing how Titanforge are with their actual miniatures, I expect these to be even better quality than the ones I have. That's very exciting. 500 cards, 330 tokens, 43 board tiles, 4 board tile connectors, 4 player boards, 80 plastic cubes, 20 custom dice, 2 token bags, and 1 rulebook. Now, the actual amount of stuff doesn't necessarily mean a good game. I've backed Kickstarters before that have more pieces than this, and they were utter trash. This, on the other hand, there's a lot of juicy plastic in this box, and it is supported by an incredible game. You can see the Amar fleets here. We have, of course, anathemas, maledictions, heretics, zealots, curses. I can never remember the name of the Harbinger Tech 2 apocalypses. They're not apocalypses in this. They're paladins and sins. No, redeemers. Sorry for the Black Ops. For the Kaldari fleet, of course, we've got golems, we've got widows, we've got crows, flycatchers, buzzards, Cerberuses, drakes, and rooks. The Galente fleet is Astartes, sins, or Dominics, I suppose, to a certain extent. The Kronos, Ishtars, Lachesis, Eris, Astarte, and Helios. And for the good old Minmatar Republic, the amazing Varga, the Alleluia I've completely forgotten the name. I tried to make a joke there and completely fallen flat off my face. Those are the Panther, of course they are. The Vagabond, we have the Hugin, we have Sleipnir, Cheetah, Stiletto, and Sabres. The cards, all noted here. What's important to note as well on these is that actually some of the stuff that I have is getting a quality upgrade, apparently, in the main game here. So you'll see what all these cards are in that full video review. And yeah, there we are. The mission cards actually get full artwork, courtesy of Rix Javix, everyone's favorite EVE Online pirate. Great guy, he's been doing the artwork for this as well. The event cards that I have artwork. The mission cards have simple logos on, but now they are getting full artwork on the cards as well. Mineral cards, really cool player boards. I like the fact that they seem to be keeping these on the thick wood side of things, like they are in the version I have. Same with the tiles and the connectors around the edges. They help you build all of this. You've got your home systems, the edges of the board, and then you fill it with all of these systems. 330 tokens, which look to be basically the same as the ones I'm using in my version of it here. Looks like stations are staying tokens. I know there was a little bit of consternation about how this was going to work, because at FanFest, they did have actual 3D models, like we've seen the Keepstar all the way up here. They had 3D models like this that you would put on the tiles for all of the different stations. Now, that's cool in theory, but if you've seen my video review, you'll see that the tiles themselves, the hexes, can get pretty cramped with all the models you're putting on them. In the version I've got, all of the things like, for example, your customs offices, your citadels, your refineries, and your engineering complexes are just hexagon-shaped cardboard tokens that slot essentially into these little bits here. Having a full 3D model, I think, honestly, would be too much. I wouldn't be against it, but be prepared for those tiles to get very, very crowded. And here, yeah, you can see that appears to be a keep. No, that's not a Keepstar. That's the Galente symbol. Never mind. 20 custom dice, 80 plastic cubes, and the rulebook. I've not actually seen the rulebook yet. Because the rules I had to learn from were basically a Google document that had all of the text for the rulebook, not in complete order, just put there so that I could read the rules and get that all sorted. So that's your core box. There is a lot of really juicy stuff in there, and this is a fantastic game that's going to keep you going round after round after round. As I said, I reckon 2 to 3 hours is a good time to get one of these games played, one of these matches from start to finish, including setup and teardown. I think you can get a lot of replayability out of this. As I said, we've done literally dozens of games at this point in time, and plenty of our group are still like, oh, when are we playing again? When are we playing again? And that's just with the prototype. So this looks even higher quality, even more stuff in here, which is brilliant. That's the core box. As we all know, Kickstarter likes to add expansions and things as well. So, what are the expansions? Well, we've already seen the first one, Titans. Of course, we were going to be getting Titans. 4 multi-part Titans, 4 Titan construction tiles, 4 player board extensions, 12 Titan tech cards, 4 Titan art collector cards, and a rules booklet. So we're going to be getting miniatures for the Ragnarok, the Erebus, the Leviathan, and the Avatar. And you can see the size comparison. That's huge. That is a huge amount of plastic. Oh my word. Can be easily assembled during play sessions. So yeah, they come unassembled and you just kind of, I assume, click them together when you need them, because good lord, that's just insane. I can see how big those are by comparison. Like, I know how big that malediction is, so looking at the Leviathan, oh my word. Titan construction tiles, I imagine these go somewhere around the edge of the board near your home system to help you figure out what it is you need to build them, and then you've got a point that you place them on and then launch from. player board extensions. I did wonder because I've got these bits, these squares and the top bit, and it's this weird sort of inset indent that now that's where the Titan board is plugging into, and I can't quite zoom in on that and see how this works, but that's very exciting, along with tech cards that are going to help you build and develop your Titans, alongside the rulebook for the Titan expansion and Titan art cards. Now, of course, I would recommend playing with the base game first before jumping in with Titans, learn how the core mechanics of the game work, then start adding all this in. Unleash the might of the Titans by integrating the most formidable and immense ships into your arsenal. Build your faction's Titan during the game using unique modular components, gaining victory points for this monumental achievement. Once assembled, unleash its overwhelming power on your enemies to bring complete and utter devastation. Now, I was talking with my friends, especially one of my close friends who is an EVE Online player, about what we could imagine possibly being added as stretch goals and expansions to this game. And one of the first ones to come up was capitals. We actually assumed that you'd have things like dreadnoughts and that rather than Titans. I kind of just assumed that dreadnoughts, force auxiliaries, and carriers would probably make more sense to come in with at first. But Titans, oh, go big or go home, right? Go big or go home. Yeah, absolutely. Go full on Titan. You're going to need to expand the amount of victory points you need to win, because obviously this is going to be something that you're aiming to build towards, that would go longer than the main game is already accounting for. So expect that to take a little bit longer if you're playing with Titans. But who doesn't want to play with a freaking Ragnarok and an Erebus and an Avatar and a Leviathan on the table? That's just absolutely insane. I'm excited about that. Yes, I'll be adding that into my pledge as well, because I get to build and paint these. That'll be cool. What's the second expansion, though? Oh, God. Oh, God, shut up and take my money. Shut up and take my money. Havoc expansion. 36 ship miniatures, 80 cards, 3 board tiles, 1 player board, 40 plastic cubes, 30 tokens, and a rules booklet. Oh, God, this just makes so much sense. I did wonder if they might add some of the pirate faction ships as something that you could hire into your faction, but actually adding it as a complete player makes so much sense. Because, okay, we've got 2 types of battleship. We've got 2 types of frigate with the Worm and the Drumiel, with the Macariel and the Rattlesnake. We've got 2 types of destroyer, which is actually more than the other empires get. They normally only get 1. They're interdictor. Here, obviously, you've got the Mamba and the Mechabol. Cruisers, they normally have 3, though. Here we've got 2 with the healer and the... Where's it hiding? There we are. The... oh, come on, Ben. Come on, Ben. Not the Cinnabon. Ah, my brain has completely forgotten the Cinnabal. Thank you, Cinnabal. There, so Cinnabal and Healer. Normally the fleets only get 1 type of battle cruiser, but they've got 2 with the Alligator and the Kisriel. I just can't wait to get Kisriel models. I love that ship so much. So, yeah, we've got 1 fewer frigate, 1 more destroyer, 1 more battle cruiser, 1 fewer thing. So it kind of works out the same sort of variation within the fleet. The Deathless Circle ship cards, again, I wish I could read these and see what they are. I want to know what these do in the game, along with Corruption cards. Deathless Circle faction development cards and additional faction development cards for the empires, so you get to expand the other 4 empires' faction development decks, and then add in, I'm assuming then this is a 5th player, pirate board tiles, which will be added into the setup, I imagine. The player board, which seems to have this additional section on the side here, which is pretty sweet. I want to know what these corruption cards do. I really want to know what these corruption cards do. Do we have a PDF of the rulebook available to read already? Because, oh God, I want this. Pirate tokens and 40 plastic cubes. Bring the 5th player to your tabletop EVE competition, but do not expect it to be just another regular clash. The Deathless himself will be joining in, controlling the pirate factions, commanding a full new fleet of rogue spaceships, and corrupting the systems in his path. Will the Empire players forge and maintain a tough alliance against the additional asymmetrical enemy, or will the Deathless fulfill his own victory conditions and destiny? Cool, so it's not just, hey, we've got a 5th player. It's a 5th player doing something different in the game. And from the sound of things, actually, it's going to be basically a pirate incursion, which is amazing. They've taken the Havoc expansion and just run with that. Oh, God, I need this in my life. I want these. I want to paint them. And I want to play this. Like, this actually, even more than the Minmatar stuff. Like, oh, God. Oh, I need it. I need it so much. I don't see a PDF for it at the moment, so we might not have that available just yet, which kind of makes sense. It's early in development. That said, seeing how the base game has been working really well, they do have plenty of time to get these rules out, and if I can help playtest with that, good lord, I will do it for both of those. What else do we have? Of course, we have the Azariel Modular Titan Construction Tile, Player Board Extension, Titan Tech Cards, Titan Art Collection, and Rules Booklet. We've got a new Titan added to EVE Online with the Azariel during the Havoc expansion. So since the four Empires have their Titans here in the Titan expansion box, it makes sense that the Deathless in the Havoc expansion also gets their Titan. And yeah, of course, this could have been the Komodo. Is it the Komodo that's the Titan, or is the Komodo the... I can never remember which one's which for the Ghostless Pirates, but yeah, I kind of get that they're going for the new flashy Angel Cartel one. I'm down with having a Death Croissant on the table, quite frankly. Hell yes. All the stuff needed for that there. The box contains the capital ship for the 5th pirate player. With it, you'll be equipped to start the ultimate war for New Eden with every man for himself. So obviously, assuming if you just want to add the Havoc for the 5th player, you can do and just not worry about the Titans. But assuming you get the Titans for the main 4 players and the Havoc expansion, you're going to want the Azariel as well on top of that. Now, some people, I can imagine some might get a little bit like, oh, why doesn't this come in with here? In my opinion, I think that's a good thing to do because you've got the core, you could go for the core game and the Havoc expansion. You've got a 5-player game that doesn't include Titans. You could also go for the core game and the Titan expansion to keep a 4-player game with Titans. But if you want the 5-player game and you want the Titans, then you add this on. If this was included in this, essentially you're just going to have this one random Titan that you never get to use and that you've had to pay for, even if you don't necessarily want to be playing with Titans in a standard 5-player game, which I think is really good. I think that's a really good sort of modular way of doing it. So in order to receive your copy of EVE War for New Eden, come back now by choosing one of the pledges from the panel on the right down here. EVE Online Starter Pack. So every pledge comes with all unlocked applicable stretch goals and the EVE Online Starter Pack digital item code provided by CCP, the amazing developers behind EVE Online. The code will come included in the core box. You can redeem it in-game to set you off for more adventures. That's amazing. That's amazing. So they're actually tying this in with EVE Online as well, that if you are pledging into the Kickstarter for the board game, you get to start with the actual PC game as well. So if anyone's watching this video and you're thinking, actually, this board game sounds amazing, and I'm interested in learning more about EVE Online, well, you're on the right channel, my friend. I literally do tutorials and getting started guides. So yes, this is brilliant. It works both ways. That is such a cool idea. Join the board game, get into the actual PC game as well. Hell yes. And what do we get? 250,000 skill points, skill and damage booster, starter ship skins bundle, and Blood Raider apparel. Very nice. 14 Days of Omega, 100,000 skill points in the bronze pack, standard boost cerebral accelerators, and 5 eye-catching faction ship skins. Very, very nice. So we're getting those in with the other pledges as well. So if you're playing the game, if you're playing the board game and you fancy trying out the PC game, or heck, even if you're playing the PC game already, which I assume a lot of you are, boom, free stuff for that. Choose one of the pledges. So we've got the core game, all unlocked stretch goals, which we'll talk about in a moment, and the EVE Online starter pack up here, $129. That's actually less than I thought it was going to be, considering the size of this game, the amount of components, the sheer amount of plastic, and the scope of it. Yeah, save up to €45. That would put us up to, what does that work out as if we were ignoring the starter pack as a separate thing? 130 plus 45, 170. I was expecting this to be about 150 to 160 euros. So 130, in my opinion, is pretty good value for a box of this size. Like, I play games like Nemesis and Twilight Imperium, and this is very similar price point to those. And that, to me, makes sense, especially considering like the quality of the tiles and the ships and things like that. Veteran is the core game, the Havoc expansion, Azariel and Titan, $219. So you're adding on $90 to the core box to get the Titan, the Havoc, and the Azariel. And for 3 boxes full of awesome stuff like that, again, that seems pretty good, along with the EVE Online starter pack and any unlocked stretch goals. The Capital... Ooh, what's this? This pledge will take your tabletop experience to a truly astronomical level. Oh god. It includes the core game in which the components, board tiles, tokens, dice, and of course the miniatures are 2 times larger. 200% more fun, 200% more crazy, and 200% more unforgettable. Are you up for the biggest board game you've ever played? This is literally the thing they had on the table at FanFest. Oh god. This box already, like the prototype version at least, weighs about 7 kilos. So this, if you're doubling everything, that's nearly 15 kilos of box. Like, oh god, there's going to be someone out there crazy enough to want this. To me, that I would never get this to a table. I would never get this to a table. If you like this game, though, oh my god, what an experience that's going to be. Honestly, I think that's bonkers. I think that's absolutely bonkers. It's not for me. It's not for me, I think is the right way of putting it. But there are going to be some people out there who want to have this game at that scale. And good God, if that's you, please take photos because I want to see that. Build your own pledge. Each item featured in the pledge above also available as separate add-ons. Typical Kickstarter at this point. So you're looking at 130 for the core game, 45 for the Titan expansion, 55 for the Havoc, 25 for the Azariel. Okay, so cool. Yeah, we can see 140, 136 to 140 euros, about what I was expecting. 50 for the Titan box, 60 for the Havoc box, 30 for the Azariel box. That seems fairly reasonable, in fairness. To like core game and Titans, you've got enough for 4 players. With the Titans core game and Havoc, you've got enough for 5 players without Titans, or you can just go all in on everything there. Though if you go all in on everything there, you may as well just go for the veteran pack here, which is what I would personally, what I will be personally pledging for. That is what I'm looking for so far. I don't think I need this. I would never personally get that to a table, but oh god, that's bonkers. We can also buy additional dice. Might be worth doing. Something I might actually add into my pledge along with a dice tray. Hell yes. Dice trays are always great. I've got a load kicking around already, but having a themed one, why the hell not? For 12 euros, may as well for me. Extra dice set. Yeah, I'm down with that. Ultimately, these are unique proprietary dice. You do need these exact dice. So getting a pack in case you lose one, or just having multiple sets around the table so you don't have to keep passing them around, I think that's fine. $8, 8 euros, typical. I'm cool with that. Collector's boxes, presented below, divided into 4 factions. Each contains 8 oversized 200% scale spaceship miniatures. Paint or display them to remind you of the magnificent adventures. Oh god, I need them. Oh god, I need them. Yeah, so 200% size. Rather than getting the full board here, which I would never play, getting one of each of the ships. I don't need 5 oversized cheetahs or 2 oversized Vargas. Just one is fine. 39 euros for a box of those 8 miniatures to build and paint them. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Even if I just get the Minmatar one, totally doing that and doing some painting guides. Also available in Galente, Amar, and Caldari. If you want all 4 of those, that is about another $160. It's not the cheapest thing to add on, but it's a definite it's a collector's thing, right? It's for a very specific type of person. You don't need it to play the game, but damn, I want these just to build and paint them and put them on my shelf. Imagine me streaming EVE Online with fully painted in the background. Hell yes, that needs to happen. Collector's box full set, $149, 149 euros. God, I can't talk properly. 149 euros. That's pretty good value if you want all 4. Oh, God, that's tempting. That's so tempting. Stretch goals. So, if you're new to Kickstarter, the concept of a stretch goal is that basically once the game has reached full funding, if it goes beyond full funding, they start unlocking additional stuff, which you just get added in. So, what are we looking at funding now? Oh, God, we're already at 59. We're nearly at 60,000 people. It's been just over an hour since this launched at a 42,000 goal. We're already nearly at 60,000. God, yes, make this happen. Make this happen. What are our stretch goals? So once we reach 100,000, which we're already over halfway, components. You will receive 20 component miniatures that can be used as a replacement for component tokens. Cool. I will probably still use the component tokens just because it's less stuff to carry to a gaming table, but still very nice. Thematic for when you're building your battleships. I also assume components will be used in building Titans. So having big chunky pieces that allow you to show how you're going towards those, pretty nice. And considering I'm pretty sure we're going to hit 100,000 euros backed, considering again, we're an hour in and we're over halfway. Absolutely, I can see that happening. Nice little addition. If you're getting it for free, nice. 150,000, if we reach 150,000, box linen finish. Very nice. So the box will be a little bit more durable and a nicer finish. At 200,000, they add in 3 new system tiles, 1 extra system tile of each tier 1, 2, and 3 for increased variability and improved replayability. Cool. Honestly, again, I don't know how many games. It's got to be somewhere 14, 15, genuinely. I don't think I've ever flipped over a tile and gone, oh, that one? Really? Like, you recognize the tiles. Of course you do when you play the game that many times, but the versatility of the setup is pretty good. So, yeah, I guess adding a couple of level 1, 2, and 3 tiles extra, it's just a little bit more stuff. And again, pretty artwork on the cards. It's free. Awesome. And at 250,000, 5 new event cards, illustrated by, there we are, Rix Javix, Brian K. Ward. And based on real EVE Online experiences, visit the update to suggest yours. Awesome. So they are looking to get some suggestions on what you could add for these event cards. Event cards are pretty cool in the game. They're little one-off cards that you played that just do something, like a gate camp to steal resources from another player, a wormhole to jump your ships across the board, risking some of them in the process because J space is spooky space. Stuff like that. So I like this. I like that. And I like the fact they're getting the community involved in that as well. Cool. And then we have the videos. Oh, look at that. Look who's top of the list, folks. Look who is on top of that list. Very excited to be able to show this to you all. I've been waiting for so long to be able to showcase this. I love this game to pieces. If you want a full video review on how this game works and why you should be backing this if you like this kind of game, click on that link. Have a look. Support my channel. And yeah, the more... I just want to be playing this game more and more. They've also been covered by Man vs. Meeple and Learn to Play. Oh, God, I watched Learn to Play. Really good channel. That's very cool. When they've got an overview and a playthrough video, probably shorter in length than mine as well. Not this one. This will be like an hour-long video, 2 hours long video. But yeah, awesome. Along with an unboxing there from Brett Ballett. A German unboxing video. I did a little unboxing one myself. Obviously, I haven't featured it here, which is fine. Let's have a look. Stay tuned for a detailed how to play video by Good Time Society, a thorough overview coming from Dice Tower, and a video in Polish prepared by On Table. I'm not going to try and pronounce that. Sorry, I don't speak Polish, and it would just be awkward for everyone involved if I tried. Nice. I will look forward to what the Dice Tower think on this one as well. I know that they can be a little bit hit and miss when it comes to Kickstarters. I honestly think this is a game that they are going to really enjoy. I can't wait to watch that one. Then we've got a full overview of the rules here with some flashy little cinematic animations that showcase how this all works. Again, a lot of this gets covered in the video that I've done as well, but just in case you're interested to see some more of how this works. It's really cool there. Oh, I wish you could buy a fleet of that many ships for the amount of ISK shown. Or is it actually, hang on, 14 down to, was it 14? I'm being a nerd here. 14 down to 2. That is a drop of 12. No, they've not spent enough. The 3 small ships are 4 ISK each, and the battlecruiser is 6, so that should be 20 ISK, not just 14. Oh, did it come down from 20 to... Yeah, maybe. I'm just being a nerd. Talking about how your research and development cards here work, which is pretty cool. I love this system in this game. It allows a little bit of hidden engine building. Commanding fleets. I love the combat mechanic in this game. So darn good. And that actually confirms quite high play. I did have some concerns that I'd been playing the game wrong. Nothing in the rulebook said you couldn't put a larger ship into a smaller orbit as a support. There we have confirmation that you absolutely can, which makes sense, and I'm glad they've done that. A little bit talking about striking from the orbits and how this works. Oh, I love it. The card falls over. Brilliant. Shipping, estimated shipping. So if you're in these different areas, approximate cost of how much that will cost. So for me, being in Europe 1, I assume. No, I'm in Europe 2. Oh, no, I'm UK. Of course I am. UK's at the bottom there. It'll be €40 for me to ship my veteran copy there as well. Do bear that in mind, obviously, when you are making your pledge. Your shipping comes on top there. A little bit more about the team involved here. So I want to give a huge thank you and shout out to Kuba and the team for helping me just get my hands on a copy of this game, play it, and be able to showcase it for you guys. And to Rix Javix, again, fantastic artwork, brilliant EVE Online player. Big shout out and thank you for the extraordinary artwork and work you've done on this game. Follow on Facebook and Instagram, already doing risks and challenges, typical kind of stuff there for Kickstarter. Oh my God, I am so excited about this. Like, I've already got a copy of the game, right? I could just sit back and go, you know what, I've got a copy of the game. I don't need the extras. But I really want the full copy. I want to be able to compare the standard core game to the prototype, see the quality of the miniatures and how that's changed. Absolutely, I need a copy of the Havoc box. I just need this in my life. And if I'm going to get this, of course I'm going to get the Azariel. And if I'm getting the Azariel, of course I'm getting the Titans as well. I need to go all in on this, basically. So I'll be going for the veteran pledge, and I will be enjoying that with my gaming group. Oh, they're going to be so excited to hear that there is going to be a 5th player with pirates and corruption going on, and that they can build all the way up to Titans. We do like a good expansion, our gaming group. And maybe I'll grab 1 or 2 of these. If I grab 1 or 2, I kind of have to grab all 4, right? Oh, I don't know. You guys need to get onto my Patreon and pledge to support, and maybe drop me some donations on PayPal so that I can afford to buy these. Anyway, folks, hopefully that gives you some insight into what's going on here. I am so hype about this. Like, the game is genuinely fantastic. It has become one of my favorite board games of all time. And as I say in the video, that is even if you stripped away the EVE Online branding. To me, this is a game that stands on its own without the EVE Online tag on top of it, but the fact that it is such a great game and it's EVE Online, oh my god, I am in love, and I cannot wait to get to play the Havoc expansion as well. Look, I need this in my life. Look at the little mecha bells and the little worms and the drummy owls and the healer, and it's just so beautiful. I need it. I need it. Anyway, folks, thank you so much for watching this video, especially this one and the review. If you are really willing to go the extra mile to help support me in the content I make, the fact that these reviews mean so much to me and are so much fun to do, if these ones do well, then there's the possibility of me doing more in the future. Please watch my review video. If you want to, on my main channel and on my board gaming channel, really help me get that board gaming channel off the ground, because I want to be covering more board games. And just watching those videos, hitting like on them, dropping a subscription if you haven't already would be amazing. If you do want to go the extra mile and support me on Patreon or in my PayPal tip jar, that'd be fantastic, but I don't expect it. Just support the people you like by watching their videos, hitting like, and dropping comments. I'm so hype. I hope you are too. Let me know what you're going to be grabbing in the comments of this video down below. Otherwise, folks, happy sailing, and see you all in New Eden.